Many people think that leadership ability is something that comes naturally, that it's something you're either born with or you're not. But that's not true. I believe leadership is a skill that can be developed and simply requires a willingness to learn and to practice, and the resilience to feel challenged and face your fears and face yourself continuously. Being a leader demands growth from you, and no leader is exempt from that. Leadership is an art which is constantly evolving, and it evolves as quickly as you do. There's a concept created by Joseph Campbell called the hero's journey that I use a lot in my work. The hero's journey reflects most journeys that we embark upon in life and helps to bring so much more purpose and meaning to the highs and lows and the twists and turns. The hero's journey is a cycle that we move through many times in our lives. Now, inspired by this concept, I have established the 4 main milestones of leadership growth: the call to grow, defining your future, clearing the path, and emerge. The call to grow can happen when you least expect it. Up until the point of receiving it, you may have moved through your career quite happily and smoothly, focusing on clinical development and progression, and then seemingly out of nowhere, you start to feel the urge that you're meant for something more, that there's something else you're meant to do to make a difference. Now, for a lot of vets, I see this happening around 3 to 5 year mark. You know, when you've gone through your new grad years, you've developed a really nice foundation of competence and knowledge, and then you feel the urge from within to do something more. And it's like an itch that can't be scratched by clinical work alone. And it shows up as the urge to want to create positive change, to make a difference, to have an impact. And this is when people begin to think about taking a step forward into a leadership position. So I see the call to grow happening with more established leaders too. They reach a point in their career where they think, this isn't enough. I want to do more. And they not only want to make a change at practice level, they're driven by a mission even bigger than that, to make a change in a wider industry and create a happier and healthier career path for the next generation of vets. And this is where I see more established leaders taking their leadership to the next level. Now, the challenge is whether you answer the call to grow. The voice of doubt will say, you're not ready, you're not good enough, you're not experienced enough. And stepping out as a leader is a leap out into the unknown, and there can be the urge to stick with the familiar and maintain the status quo. But if you answer the call to grow, then you move into the next stage of the cycle, which is defining your future. Now, defining your future is about getting real clarity on how you want to express yourself as a leader, or how you want to express your mission as a leader out into the world. If you've decided to step into a leadership position for the first time, this would be about creating a vision of who you want to be as a leader, what your values are as a leader, how you want to show up, what behaviors you want to model for your team, and what outcome you want to achieve for your team. If you are an established veterinary leader, then defining the future would be about your natural evolution as a leader, since leaders are always growing, but also defining the bigger mission that you feel driven by and how you want to contribute to the wider profession, how you want to make a difference, and what the ultimate outcome and end result will be. Once you have defined what your future vision is, then it becomes your compass for moving forward. It helps to keep you on track and to make meaningful decisions, and it just creates a path for you to walk, and it sets a direction for you to move in. Now, the challenges you may encounter at this particular milestone is feeling frustrated about not having it all figured out. Often our vision of the future has so many unknowns and variables to it. It's almost like a jigsaw puzzle with pieces missing, but having the vision allows you to move forward and have those missing pieces revealed to you over time. At this stage, at this milestone, you may also have thoughts of, who am I to do this? Who am I to think I can change the world? And this is where you transition into the next milestone, clearing the path. Now, clearing the path is about removing any obstacles you might have to achieving your vision. The bumps in the road that you come up against are the limitations. And the only way is through. Now, some of the common obstacles of growth as a leader are things like fear of failure, fear of the unknown, limiting behaviors like self-sabotage or perfectionism, and beliefs that impact the way that you experience the journey, such as, I'm not good enough, I'm not ready, who am I to be doing this? Perhaps the most important part of clearing the path is building self-awareness, which is achieved through self-reflection. Leadership is a journey of self-discovery. It puts you in situations with certain people, with decisions to make that reveal things about yourself that perhaps you didn't know before, and also taps into inner resources that perhaps you didn't even think that you had. The thing about obstacles as well is sometimes we can't see them. Sometimes they are blind spots, and all leaders have them. And if you think you don't, then that's a blind spot in itself. The challenge of this part of the journey is that you could resist change. And it would be about learning the art of acceptance and trust and surrender. It's about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable and expanding the boundaries of your comfort zone. It is key to your continuous evolution as a leader. And the last milestone is emerge. So like the reverse of the call to grow, initially where you cross the threshold, you now return home as the hero, as someone who's grown as a person, who's learned many things, who's faced many challenges, but now looks forward to start a new phase of your leadership growth. You emerge with fresh hope, new skills, new solutions, new perspectives. And after a period of integration, when you're ready to move to the next phase or complete the next part of a larger mission, you start this cycle again. Now, the thing about this cycle is it's not a linear process. Sometimes you can bounce between milestones and revisit previous steps before being able to move on to the next, because there's actually more you need to uncover there. Now, if hearing about the 4 milestones of the leadership journey has intrigued you and you'd like to know more about it and how I use it in my coaching, then I'd love to hear from you. I'll include my email address for you.